I want to say that our hearts go out to the victims of this deadly shooting and their families. This is just an experience no family should have to have. Have you spoken to any of the people who were impacted by this tragedy?
Thank you, Simone. This is State Representative Retta Andrews Bowers, and I represent House District 113. And I would have to say I have spoken to supporters and constituents in my district. It is a neighboring district of one of my colleagues, Representative Jeff Leach, represents that area. But I will tell you it's close enough to where my daughter has friends from high school that work in that mall, as well as my family and I shop there. Church members shop there. I had a constituent reach out and tell me that her daughter was at the mall yesterday, but she is safe at home now.
Representative, this is yet another, this has happened so many times. I gave the numbers at the top of this show, 199 mass shootings just this year. This is only the 127th day of the year. What are your constituents saying? The people in your district, the folks in neighboring districts?
People are concerned naturally. People realize that we have been in a pandemic and an epidemic, but this is part of that epidemic. We're in a serious crisis when it comes to gun violence, and we need real reforms. People and constituents are asking for us to fight to raise the age, to fight for universal background checks, to make sure we are making sure the legislature is looking at red flag laws, and to make sure that people that are an extreme threat, we can protect ourselves from. We also have to look at making sure that we get these guns off the street. Most people want to say that, guns aren't the issue, but they are the issue that we have to fight. They're the number one killer right now of our children and family members.
Representative, you talk about the things that your constituents say they want to see, and that some people will say that guns aren't the issue. It takes me to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, because after the shooting, he promised to address mental health issues related to gun violence, but he continues to reject efforts to pass gun safety legislation. What is your reaction to the governor?
Well, that's been part of it. Mental health and wellness certainly is something we have to look at. But I'll have to say, I'm proud to serve on the House Committee for Homeland Security and Public Safety, as well as the Speaker's Select Committee on Community Safety. And I, since having been vice chair last session on Homeland Security and Public Safety, have gone to the leadership and have continued to talk to them and ask them repeatedly that we hear and pass out of committee House bills like 2744 that would help us raise the age. We need to have a real conversation and debate. And that bill was filed by my colleague, Tracy King, that does represent Uvalde. I met with the families of the Uvalde victims and those of Santa Fe this session, and we have to work to not only have that conversation on the floor, but pass good gun sense and gun violence prevention legislation so that people will know that we are doing more than just talking or lifting thoughts and prayers.
So then what is your message to those Texans right now, the people you just talked about, folks who want to know that you are doing more, that their state representatives are doing more than just talking and thoughts and prayers? Because I think, Representative, a lot of people may have lost hope that not just elected leaders in Texas, but leaders all across the country are going to take action to protect them from gun violence.
Simone, unfortunately, I agree with you that a lot of people have lost hope, but they need to know that there are members just like myself, many members in the Texas House that are fighting for them, that are on the floor, making sure that if the bill itself, especially 2744 House bill, doesn't get raised and voted out of committee and come to the floor for debate and passage, that we certainly are looking at ways to amend bills, ways to make sure that their voices are raised while we're on the floor. Just last week, one of my colleagues out of Houston, Jarvis Johnson, Representative Johnson, he led a powerful discussion about the more that we can do. They also need to know, Simone, that representation matters. So they've got to get out and vote that people that share their values.
Texas State Representative Rita Bowers, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I now want to bring in Fontaine Payton. Fontaine witnessed the shooting yesterday in Allen. Fontaine, first, thank you so much for being with us and just being willing to tell your story. I am so sorry you had to experience all of this. I know it's difficult, but I'm wondering if you can walk us through what you saw yesterday and what happened from your perspective.
So I was in H&M, and I remember I was just walking out of the fitting room, going back to put this shirt up to leave, and then all you hear is, like, so I had my headphones in, but you hear, like, this sound. It was like a doom, 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 doom. And then, like, I took my headphone out, and then I'm looking around at everyone because they're trying to figure out what's going on. And one person was saying, well, it sounds like construction. No, it's not construction. And then you keep, like, the sound started again. It was just doom, 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 doom. And it sounded like it was getting closer. So at this moment, everyone is just kind of scattering and running, trying to figure out what to do. And why I would really like to highlight the H&M employees, because the situation was so hectic, but they were so calm to get us all eventually into this storage room or like a safe room and put all kind of boxes and stuff in front of the doors. So because the doors didn't have a lock on it, so if you can open the door up, all the stuff would fall on you. But being in that room, not knowing what's going on, because like you don't really, like you can't hear anything at this point, because and it felt like we were in there forever. And literally probably about an hour into it, then you hear the police identifying themselves, Allen Police. They come in, they check, make sure everyone's okay. Anyone hurt, anyone have weapons, did a walk around inside there, and then they left. And then came back in about 10 minutes later, and then that's when everything kind of hit the fan, or like kind of the realization happened, because as soon as we walk outside the storage room, you see two sandals on the ground and like a puddle of blood and clothes. And we have to walk out the store from the back with our hands up, and then you just see a trail of blood all the way to the door. And then so at this point, it's like, what are you going to prepare? Like, you try to prepare yourself to whatever you're going to witness outside, but you really can't. It's no way to do it. And then, like, as soon as you walk outside, we have to walk to the left, and then you see the glass shattered at H&M on the women's side. And then I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and I was just telling her, I was like, I pray that this isn't any kids, because like you have to walk past this. It's like it was a bush, and it was like white sheets covered, like bodies like covered up in white sheets, and I was just hoping that I didn't see, like, you don't want to see anything like that, but to see in what appeared to be kids, and it literally broke my heart. Like, and I just remember being on the phone with my girlfriend just saying like it's kids, and we have to see this. Like, everyone in the store had to walk past, like, because we had you couldn't miss it. Like, you had to go that way. And then when you walk past Express, you see a magazine clip on the ground. And it was like a black magazine clip, and it had a white sticker on it, and it looked kind of like a transformer. It was something, or like a face or something. I couldn't really identify exactly what it was. But then at the stop sign, you see this car with the door open, glass all shot up, and then we have to walk to the left to like kind of go towards the exit. And then I'm just on the phone, like still trying to wrap my mind around what I just seen. And you have people coming from other stores, because we're all in a single file line, basically going the same way. And then you look to the left and you see this dead body on the ground, and they didn't cover his body up. So that's when I was like, oh, that had to be the shooter. And then when you see him, I automatically just got mad, because it's like, to me, it was like,
You got mad. Seeing the
I
shooter
got mad
upset you because of everything that you just saw on your walk.
because of seeing the kids, like seeing the innocent dead bodies, like on a beautiful Saturday. It was 90 something degrees, sunny outside, and then just seeing this coward that's my first thought was coward. I just frustrated.
Fontaine, I appreciate you. I know that was difficult. I appreciate you telling us your story from your perspective to get today. But before we go, I guess the last thing I want to know is what is your message for the elected leaders? If you could tell us briefly.
I don't really have a message. I mean, because when it comes to guns and things like that, I feel like, I mean, you're either, like me personally, I'm not a gun owner. I don't believe in guns, me personally, but I can't knock anyone who believes in guns. But I feel like when it comes to gun laws, I don't really know how to solve it, because if you ban laws where you can't go legally purchase one, you can illegally purchase one. So like I don't really know how you stop things like this, how you stop people from just doing these random acts. Like I really don't know, to be honest. I really don't have a message for it.
I appreciate your candidness, Fontaine, and I will be speaking to elected leaders throughout the course of, as the weeks go on, and asking them these very questions, because it's not on you to have the answer. Frankly, it's on them. Thank you for your time.
Right. Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
I would say, one thing I would say is because I go to the outlet all the time, but I can't honestly say that I've ever seen like a presence of police there or security there. Now, I could be just not seen them, but maybe beef up security in public places like outlet malls and things like that. I mean, I feel like that could potentially be a help, like beefing up security just in public places.
All right, Fontaine, thank you for your time. Be well.
Thank you.